Hello everyone. I Sumesh Sharma here to discuss about the project management and entrepreneurship. In this lecture of series, we are going to discuss about project, what is project and its management. The topic we are going to discuss today is project management. What is the meaning of the project management? What is the scope? What is the importance of project management? And what are the roles of project manager? We will also discuss about the project life cycle and appraisal, how we preparation of the real-time project feasibility report, which contains the technical appraisal, types of appraisal. In types of appraisal, we do discuss about the uh, technical appraisal, environmental appraisal, and so on. Then we also discuss about the market appraisal, which includes a survey for forecasting future demand, and sales and managerial appraisal. So here we are going to discuss first what is project, what we understand about the project. A project is defined as a specific finite set of activity that produces an observable and measurable result under certain preset requirements. It can be the definition of the project as well. The another definition would be it's a temporary endeavor undertaken to create a unique product or service or a result. Temporary means that every project has a definite and a unique means that the product or service is different from all similar product or service. It's a temporary endeavor. It starts and it ends. Fine. Project is a unique process, consists of a set of coordinated and control activities with the start and finish dates, which undertaken to achieve an objective conforming to a specific requirement, including the constraints of time, cost, and resources. It's a good opportunity for organizations and individuals to achieve their business and non-business objectives more efficiently through implementing the change. Projects help us make desired changes in an organized manner and with reduced probability of failure. Projects differ from other types of work like process, task, and procedure. Examples of project basically we are developing a watershed, we are creating irrigation facility, we are developing a new variety of crop, developing the new breed of an animal, developing the agro processing center, construction of the farm building, sting of a concentrated feed plant, etc. So there are several types of project we can think of. The characteristic of the projects mainly, it has a fixed set of objectives. Right? The project starts when the objective is finalized, and the project comes to an end as soon as the objectives are attained. Tenure is a never continuous activity. It has to come to an end, so its lifespan is fixed. We cannot free the things easily. If we cannot wind up between the time frame, we cannot say it will be a project. Teamwork, it needs a team to accomplish the various activity. Of course, yes, so many teams are involved to complete the particular objective which has been defined for that particular object. Unique, it should be unique, and the projects should be unique in themselves. No two projects are exactly same, having the same objectives. Made to order, the customer always decides the objective and informs the constraints like time and cost. Then life cycle, like all living organisms, project starts slowly into the definition phase. Once we start the thing, it starts slowly, and once it comes into the execution phase, it runs fast. Then it starts building up in size, planning phase, then reaches peak when we have the implementation phase before finally getting terminated. It would be the single entity. Generally, projects are the responsibilities of a single person or entity, but certainly there are many participants in a project who are helping the single entity in the accomplishment of the project objective. Multi-skilled staff, the staff needed for a project, including the project manager, needs to have a wide range of skills, including technical skills, human skills, financial skills, negotiation skills, etc. These skills are required to accomplish the project. Subcontracting, it is basically practically unavoidable in project management, as specialized knowledge or workforce is needed for a very small duration in the project. It is difficult and costly to employ or retain. Therefore, they are just hired for small duration or specific job from outside agency. There are so many tasks would be there into the project which we given or authorized to by and authorized to other party who perform the task for the our project. Risk and uncertainty. Projects are risky as the activities involved in projects are non-retrievable. Thus, risk is unavoidable. However, risk can be reduced considerably using various forecasting techniques and project management and control tools. So these are the characteristics. Presently we are here, and now where? So how do we get there? So what business plan we are following? So we require some strategic planning from here to here. So the project characteristics mainly focused. Planning is required. Without planning, we cannot work exactly what we want to do. Predetermined time span. Non-routine tasks are involved. Work is carried out for someone other than yourself. Resources are the constraint. We don't have multiple resources. We don't have much resources with us. So the constraints are there. We have the specific objectives, or the product should be the outcomes. It is large or complex, of course, yes. And there are several phases which are involved. Now we do talk about project identification. How we do identify the project. It is basically a process in the initiating phase of project life cycle for identifying a need, a problem, or the opportunity. It depends. Once identified, a project is initially documented objectively, defining what was the identified. हमने क्या identify किया? We need to write it. Constraint is something that stops a business achieving its aim and objective. It may be internal or external constraints can be. Internal constraints usually within the control of the business. And what is external? An external constraint is outside the business and is difficult to control, if at all. Often internal and external constraints, and there is a fine dividing line between them. For example, interest rates are an external constraint. This causes an internal constituent in that it makes the borrowing money more expensive for the business. Internal constraints These are the factors within the control of the business that are restricting it achieving its objective. Now we to talk about the scope. What is the significance of a scope of a project? It may be defined as a part of project planning that includes figuring out and documenting a detailed list of deliverables or features that are to be involved in the execution of the project. Scope basically specifies what a project can does, what project can do for the customer. In other words, a project scope is defining the goal of the project and what needs to be done to achieve it. If you ever worked on a project, there are a good correct chances that you have heard the term project scope quite a few times. So it's probably the most decisive component of a successful project management. Now we to talk about the scope of what is project scope. It basically detailed set of deliverables or the features of the project, and deliverables basically derived from the project requirements. PMBOK is basically the name of the book which is being provided by the PMI, Project Management Institution. So it basically defines a scope as the work that needs to be accomplished to deliver a product, service or result with the specified features and functions. Additionally, the scope of the project should have a tangible objective for the organization that is undertaking the project. This is integral for the scope of the project since it will play a vital role in how project methodologies are applied to complete it. So the project scope statement basically include the product scope, project scope, what are the list of deliverables we are providing, what are the acceptance criteria to accept those deliverables, what are the project exclusions, what are the limitations, what we may assume. So different between the project and the project scope. So there is a little difference between the scope and the project. It basically refers to the work that must be done to deliver a product successfully with the specified features and functions. For example, if you are supposed to develop a software application, the scope is the work that has to be done to develop that software application with the proper functionalities. While the product scope basically refers to the feature and functions that are to be included in a product. Simply we say it is what a customer wants in a product or service. Sorry, here we discuss about project and product scope. For example, if the product is a smartphone, the product scope will be its screen size, battery backup, memory, process, speed and etc. So easily we can distinguish between the project scope and the product scope. So the scope, now we do talk about the project scope management. Project scope management basically refers to the set of processes that ensure the scope of a project is accurately defined and mapped. It must include all the essential project information, not anything else, in order to complete the project on time. Project scope management refers to the set of processes that ensure a project scope is accurately defined and mapped. Scope management techniques enable project managers and supervisors to allocate the right amount of work necessary to successfully complete a project concerned primarily with controlling what is and what is not part of the project scope. Now we do talk about what is project management. It's a big term and we understand it better. It basically a methodical approach to planning and guiding project process from start to finish. It is the method of planning the plan. It starts from project definition and end with the goal achievement. The management is the application of knowledge, skill, tools, and techniques to project activities in order to meet stakeholders' needs and expectations from a project. It is the methods and disciplines used to define goals, plan, and monitor tasks and resources, identify and resolve issues, and control cost and budget for a specific project. What is the benefits of project management approach? The rationale for following project management approach is as follows. Project management approach will help in handling complex, costly, and risky assignment by providing interdisciplinary approach in handling the assignment. Example like R&D organizations. Project management basically approaches help in handling assignment in the specified time frame with definite start and completion points. For example, handling customer orders by industries involved in the production of capital goods. Project management approaches provide task orientation personnel in an organization in handling assignments. For example, organization in the IT sector handling software development assignments for the client. What are the objectives of project management? There are four major objectives of project management: scope, performance, time, and cost. Scope means that are the expectations from you as a project manager and your team. A civil contractor always has well-defined scope like all civil works including excavation, foundation, concreting, brickwork, plastering of all walls as per the attached drawings. Fine. So we need to clearly have the scope. Performance. A project is always expected to have a well-defined performance level. If a project is unable to adhere to the desired performance of a customer, it is certainly an unsuccessful project. A successful time, we are talking about time. A successful project is one which is completed within the time limits perceived during the planning. As the cost is dependent on time, so the time management becomes a crucial activity for the project management. Cost basically depends on all the above objectives. Mathematically can be written cost is the function of scope, performance, and time. And in shortcut, we have write it P, T, and S. So therefore, cost is the function of performance, time, and scope. If any one of the above increases, it's surely going to increase the cost of the project. Now we talk about the objective of the project management. Objective of project management is to produce a complete project which complies with the client's objective. In many cases, the objective of project management is also to shape or reform the client's brief to feasibly address the client's objective. Once the client's objectives are clearly established, and it should be influence all decisions made by other people involved in the project. For example, the managers, the designers, the subcontractors, and the contractors. It will define or too highly prescribed project management objectives are detrimental to decision making. Importance of project management. What has led to increased usage of the concept of project management in recent time? Rapidly changing technologies. Technologies are changing very fast, so all manufacturing as well as service organizations have to cope up with the technological changes which provide a big scope for the project management. High entropy of the system, changes are very fast, so energy levels are high. To adapt to the fast changing world, no organization can stick to the old things of the system. Any modification or modernization leads to the need of the project. Squeezed life cycle or products. Importance of the project management, because the squeeze of the life cycle of product life cycle is squeezed to a great extent with the innovations taking place at a very rapid rate. Projects are needed for the upgradation of the products. Globalization impact. All producers and service providers in the present world are exposed globally. They need to modify the system of the operations to match the global practices, thus creating opportunity for the projects. Large organizations, they face problems of management of huge workforce and work division, so they divide their work in project and create a team to accomplish the objective in the form of projects. This also helps the organization to develop a method for performance appraisal. Customer focus. Because the increased customer focus has been a market trend in the recent time. A few years back, cost reduction was the major formula of success for an enterprise, thus there was more emphasis on standardization. In recent years, customer focus has redirected towards market towards customization. So it is not purely customization, it is more of a combination of standardization and customization. So it has led to the application of project management. Tools and techniques for project management. For project management, project selection technique, we basically use the brainstorming, cost benefit analysis, risk and sensitivity analysis. For project execution planning techniques, we use work breakdown structure, which is we say WBS, project execution plan PEP, project responsibility matrix, and project management manual. Project scheduling and coordinating techniques. We use bar charts, we use life cycle curves, we use LOB, line of balance. Networking technique, which we say project evaluation and review technique, or critical path method, which we say CPM. Project monitoring and progressive techniques are prompt, progress measurement technique. Second, the performance monitoring technique, which we say permit. And third, adapting review and reporting technique, which we known as URT. Next, project cost and productivity control techniques, productivity budgeting techniques, value engineering, and WBS, work breakdown structure, or we say WBS. Next is the project communication and cleanup techniques. In this, we have control room and computerized information system. Now we to talk about the project team. The team consists of people with assigned roles and responsibilities for completing the project. Project team members have varied skill sets and they may be assigned full or part-time. The members can be on the on-site, remote site, maybe the case, the project, which case the project manager needs to know how to deal with a virtual team. The team would have a mix of people so that all the necessary skills, knowledge and understanding are collectively within that team, subject to any further specialized support that is needed. So I stop myself here and we will continue in the next lecture about the project team and all.